What is going on, Swoopers? Welcome back to another episode of Swoop, episode 242. We'll be reviewing that ANZAC Day clash against Essendon. So before we jump straight into it, be sure to follow me on all my social media accounts. I'll be posting up down below: Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. You know what it is. If you are a new Swooper, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. And if you are a returning Swooper, welcome back. Thank you so much for rejoining me. So, let's get into this review, shall we? As we all know, the Pies took on Essendon in the annual ANZAC Day clash, and it was an okay sort of game. It was a tug-of-war sort of game, that's for sure. For the first three quarters, we gave a little, they gave a little, we pushed back, they pushed back. At three-quarter time, we were only down by, I think, 5 points, so less than a goal. And it was, like I said, it was just tug-of-war. We'd kick a few goals, they'd kick a few goals. They were cleaner around the ball than we were. In that last quarter, I thought, okay, we started getting a little bit of momentum at the start of it. And then ultimately, Essendon came out and kicked a bunch of goals. And it kind of just leaves us now in no man's land. We are 1-5 to start the season. We haven't been 1-5 since 2005. So this is the first time we've started this low after 6 rounds with Nathan Buckley. We are walking the plank of a sinking ship. That's what it feels like. So we're pretty much doomed. I had us at the start of the year in the top 4 because I thought we still had a good list. Yes, we lost Trullet. Yes, we lost Stevenson and Phillips. I still think our core list was amazing and some of the kids we were bringing through and stuff like that. But I can well and truly say that right now we are in the midst of a quick rebuild. There's a lot of aging stars. Pendlebury, Jeremy Howe, Steele Sidebottom, Jordan Ruffhead, just to name a couple off the top of my head. We are in the midst of a rebuild. We've had a lot of kids come through, a lot of kids playing under 10 games. You know, you still got Murphy, Finlay McRae, Jay Rantel made his debut, Bo McCreary, Trey Rusco playing as well. So you can see that we're trying to give kids games now because after 6 rounds, I think I saw on Twitter, I think in 2017, Sydney was 0-6 and made finals. So there is still a slight glimmer of hope, but when you don't play good football, you don't win a lot of games. And we're not playing good football, and seemingly we're not winning a lot of games. But more about this game, though, like I said, it was neck and neck up until three-quarter time, and Essendon kicked away. But we were very, very sloppy throughout that game, not hitting targets, trying to pinpoint passes out of defence that just weren't working. Darcy Moore played forward again. Took Buckley a while to switch him down back when we needed him. I can see why he's forward. It does work. Darcy up forward does work. Buckley just has to be quicker to switch him back when they've got the flow of the ball. Or put Brody Marchek back, who was recruited as a fullback or a centre-half backman. There was a lot of experimenting going on throughout the day, but I'll talk about those in my likes and dislikes. So my first like is that I do like that we're playing the kids. Rantel got his debut. Like I said, McCreary's played a couple of games. Finlay McRae's played a couple of games. They're not having big impacts. They're young kids. It's like their first season pretty much. Jay's been there for 2 seasons. But they're still young. When you're a side like Collingwood, you know, you look at Sydney and you go, oh, but they're playing young kids and they're doing so well, despite the loss on the weekend. But Sydney have been playing these young kids for a couple of seasons, okay? And, you know, they're not going to be like a Logan McDonald and have a big impact straight away. So you can see why they're just not as good as we want them to be just yet. But they get good when you play them. And now we just have to stick with the mantra of playing the kids. But also, you want to play experienced heads as well. My second like, Darcy Cameron and Bo McCreary both kicked 3 goals. I loved Darcy Cameron yesterday. He was everything that we needed him to be, that forward target. He was also, you know, obviously playing in the ruck and giving Brodie Grundy a chop out. And he's dangerous up forward. Very dangerous. Much more dangerous than Mason Cox, as much as I hate to say it. So you have to be persistent with Darcy Cameron as well. He's played under 20 games, I'm pretty sure. Maybe 14 or 15 games. But yeah, he's played under 20 games, I'm pretty sure. So you have to be persistent. You have to play him all season. if Cox isn't right to go, Cox isn't right to go. And Darcy Cameron's is your man. Another thing that I really, really, really enjoyed, Josh Dacos in the middle. Finally. He's not playing that dumb forward role. Yes, we love the Macedonian Marvel 2.0. We'd love to be in the forward line and kick those goals and stuff. Play him on ball. He gets in the forward line anyway because we know on balls, they go into the forward line when the rucks and blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You know what I'm talking about. He got the first clearance of the game, set up that first goal. He had a career-high 7 clearances. 7 clearances. This is why everyone has been calling to put him into the middle, put him into that midfield brigade. He's got to be our midfielder. Yes, we love his dad, His dad was a forward. Josh Dacos, we love him as a forward as well, but he does his most damage in the midfield and on that traditional wing that he plays as well. So, keep him in the fucking midfield, Buckley and co, because he absolutely kicked ass yesterday. Dislikes, where to start. Our skills were atrocious. There was at least half a dozen players that went under 50% disposal efficiency. Steel Cyberman had 30 disposals. He went at 50%. Grundy had over 20 disposals, went at 47%. So there's a lot of players that can tighten up on their skills. Like there's a way of saying, Buckley's game plan is shit house and et cetera, et cetera. Buckley has to go. Okay, I get that. I get that point. Trust me. But if our players can't hit targets, that's not Buckley out there kicking for them. They're just trying to, I can't remember who it was in the back line, just trying to pinpoint passes out of the back, short stabby kicks. Like, I know they're trying to get them fast kicks, short stab, fast. Sometimes it just doesn't work. Sometimes you do have to lift it up a little bit, slow the ball down, because the faster you try and kick it, if you're trying to stab it, it's going to hit the floor, and most of them did, or try and come out of the back line like that. If you're hemmed in, don't try and hit a player or go across. And Braden Maynard, he messed up so many times, cost us at least 2 or 3 goals yesterday. It's like I said, one thing to say game plan sucks. It's another thing for these players not to be able to. Kicking is the fundamental. It's the fundamental of our game, and they can't fucking do it. How can you win games like that? How? You can't. Another thing I disliked. Look, I'm not one for picking on players or anything like that. You know that. But I got to call it as I see it. Will Hoskin-Elliott was playing in a different role. He was down half back at some points. Josh Thomas was in the midfield, got 3 clearances, 1 score involvement. They just still don't sit well for me. But as much as I don't think they're best 22, you can see why they're in there. You can't just put in 2 new kids. You need that mature head, to come through. And yes, they don't get a lot of possessions or kick a lot of goals, but there's still a mature head there. I think Josh Thomas is 29, and I'm sure Will Hoskin-Elliott is plus 25 at least. But we don't have that depth anymore. So who do you put up there? That's the only thing. And I touched on it before. My last dislike is the 1-5 start. And yesterday I was very emotional after the game and on Instagram and Twitter, and I called the guys heartless and insipid performance. And at times it was. But it wasn't that bad that it was heartless. They did fight to the end, and Essendon, their young kids just outrun us in the end, and which is really fucking disappointing. So let's look at some stats. But before we do, I want to mention in my preview video, I said that Essendon were one of the worst mark and kick teams going into this game, and they play a fast brand of football. All we have to do is over-possess the ball, gain territory, gain possession of the ball pretty much, and play keepings off. That isn't what we did, but that is what Essendon did. Look, they had plus 32 more kicks than us. We had more handballs than them. They had 11 more inside 50s. And this is the stat that really matters. Plus 39 uncontested possessions, and then plus at least, it's close to plus 40 in marks. So they went from the number 1 handballing team and then getting that speed to a very good marking and kicking team. And it shows that, on Twitter, James Motorhead, he made mention that a lot of teams are averaging more marks than us this season because we're just easy to play against. We've been opened up and teams know how to win against us. Just keep the ball off us. I know that's so simple, but Essendon did it. Essendon changed their whole entire game plan and they won the game. You know what I mean? Another stat that I want to look at here is tackles. We had 56 tackles. Essendon had 86. They had 21 tackles inside forward 50. 21. We had 11. They had plus 10. There's just something fundamentally wrong at this football club, and are the guys are they just not playing for Buckley? Are they just not playing for Buckley anymore? Yes, I think we need a change of coach. It's not going to happen mid-season. They're going to let Buckley, a club great, arguably the GOAT of the club, they're not going to let him walk mid-season. So he'll be there till the end of the season, but we do need a change of guard, and we need a fucking change of guard really, really fucking quick. I do want to make mention, just in my final thoughts, Nathan Murphy, I thought played really well. I'm pretty sure that's his third senior game. This boy puts his body on the line. You can see why he gets so many injuries and why he gets concussed and stuff like that. He puts his absolute body on the line, and I'm here for it. But like someone said on Twitter, please be safe as well, Nathan. If you're watching this, I think he can. He is our next generation halfback flanker. I think he can go places. I just love the way he goes about it. But, look, there's not much to say about ANZAC Day, the game. It was sad. It was really sad because we should have won by over 30 points. We had all the credentials to win. But just the game plan and just hitting, when you're going at 67% disposal efficiency, especially coming out of that back line, it's just so dangerous. And, the matchups as well. They had Madgen playing on Anthony McDonald, Tip and Woody as well. So something is fundamentally wrong at this club. And it's just hard to watch week in, week out. We're second last in the ladder. 17th. It's fucking sad. It is. It's fucking sad. Because this team, 2018, we played in the grand final. We were 5 points off the grand final. 2019, the prelim. 2020, got poleaxed by Geelong. And now we're second last on the ladder. That is a huge fall from grace. For, the Mark Corder, the new president, coming out and saying that we think we can still play finals. It's sad. It is fucking sad to see the state of this football club right now. But look, from the ashes, a phoenix will rise. One game won't fix every single problem in the world for us, but a one-game win, is what we need at this football club at the moment to just rejuvenate us. And it comes next week against the Suns. Whew. It's going to be an interesting one. But anyway, Swoopers, let me know your thoughts down below on this game, where you think we can improve. I'd love to hear all your thoughts. In the meantime, like, comment, subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends, tell your pets, and until next time, double shackers, I'll swoop you later.
Ooh la la.